Soccer Zombie is going back on the road after a bit of a hiatus to cover some U.S. Open Cup qualifying. As this is non-league soccer in America, this is BOHFS St. Louis against Woodland FC. This is a game featuring two clubs that play in two different non-leagues. BOHFS, of course, I have covered on this channel as part of this very series that you are watching right now. They play in the Gateway South Division of the Midwest Premier League. This is their first year playing at this level. They finished runners-up in the Gateway South, and they're going to be taking on the runners-up of another league, the Select League of Kansas City. Woodland FC won the title in 2024, but finished runner-up this year. This league features all Kansas City clubs. Is St. Louis or is Kansas City going to come out on top today? Let's head to KC and find out.
Well, as you can see, we are enjoying all the splendor that Central Missouri has to offer, and that is a lot of trees, a lot of farmland, and at the end of the road will be soccer in the U.S. Open Cup. I'm here with BOHFS owner Alan and also manager Alan as well, and big day for you. It's first time BOHFS has been in the Open Cup. How are you feeling about it?
I'm very excited, grateful for the opportunity, and I think all the guys are too, and we're just gonna enjoy it and do our best, and let's see what happens at the end of it.
So, of course, this is the time of year when colleges and universities, their soccer seasons are in full swing. So tell me a little bit about the squad today. Like, you know, how are you able to build your squad? I mean, obviously you can't use college players, so what do you got today?
Yeah, luckily for us, like 2/3 of the squad is post-college anyway. Okay. So we have, I mean, most of our core is playing today. Missing a few of the younger guys, but I think we've got the quality to compete for sure. Would be nice to have a few more just for depth, but I think we have a great team, and, you know, let's see what happens.
So you're taking on Woodland FC, a club that play like in their own league in Kansas City, and they won their league in 2024. They were runners-up just like you were, actually, this past season. What do you know about Woodland?
Absolutely nothing. Nothing. The first time I heard about them was it was like an Instagram follow suggestion a couple months ago, and then when the pairings came out, I had no idea where Woodland was until I saw that it's in Overland Park, and I'm like, oh, thank God it's just a 4-hour drive. And yeah, I mean, just excited to play and then to get to know their staff and how they do things, and you know.
And that's kind of the beauty of this competition is that you often get paired up with clubs that you would have otherwise no other reason of intersecting with, and you know, maybe learn something new from them.
Yeah, absolutely. I spoke to Ross a couple times on the phone, and he seems like a great guy. You know, I'm sure similar goals, like all of us that are trying to have a team, and you know, I'm just excited to get to know them, but also hoping to kick their butt a little bit, and then we'll talk after.
Maybe have a beer afterwards, definitely.
Yes.
So how does it feel being St. Louis's only representative at this point in the Open Cup?
A little disappointing. I thought we would have at least a handful more of our rivals in there as well, but maybe that's something we can shoot for next year. But since we're the only one, we're gonna do our best to represent St. Louis the best we can, and hopefully win tonight and then keep it going for a couple more rounds.
And if you host a round in the Open Cup, I think you got some pretty big plans, don't you?
Yes. I mean, we'll see, because nothing's set in stone, but you know, I think it would be amazing if we could host a game at Soccer Park. Would be huge, just with all the history, and then also not, you know, just a few years back with St. Louis FC playing there. I mean, whoever went to the games, it was just very, very intimate, family friendly, and you know, just a great time.
So obviously, you don't know much about Woodland, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Score prediction. What do you got?
3-0 us.
Okay, 3-0.
Yes.
Love the confidence. Well, best of luck to you today, man.
Thank you.
Yep.
Awesome.
Up the BOHFS.
Yes, sir.
But before we went to the stadium, we had to get some grub. So we stopped by Kansas City's best barbecue joint. And yes, I can say that after having Joe's Barbecue for the first time. I like Arthur Bryant's, I like Gates, but Joe's on this particular occasion beat them all. And we went to the original that was in an old convenience store. In fact, the gas pumps there still work. Long line to get in, but it was worth the wait. Just take a look at this Z-Man sandwich and red beans and rice, respect your body. And thank you, Alan, for the meal. This is non-league soccer in America. This is Arts and Crafts with BOHFS owner Alan Broderick.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yeah, I gotta say, pretty nice stadium here, all things considered. We'll see how much these stands behind me fill up here, as I don't know how big of a following that Woodland gets typically, or just, how much, of a vibe that Open Cup is in the Kansas City area. But, actually, I think I see the owner and manager of Woodland FC now. Let's go talk to him. I'm here with Woodland owner and gaffer Ross Harris, and how are you feeling going into this one?
I feel good. I think we have a decent chance, and I think it's going to be a great matchup of two comparable teams, even strength. I know BOHFS is a great organization, great management from top to bottom. I'm just ready to see two good organizations play some good football tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And I understand that you're the gaffer because your previous head coach departed during the season, but for a good reason, right?
Yeah, for a great reason. He's working with Matt Beasler's club, Youth Academy, and what better opportunity could you have than to work for the captain of the big city in town? So great guy, and we have a new great coach on the docket ready to take over for me after our competitive calendar's done.
Gotcha. So, but this is not your first time in the Open Cup, and what keeps you coming back?
It's America's second oldest sporting competition. It's a 110-year-old event. Who wouldn't want to play in America's Cup competition? It's great.
Absolutely. But one thing that it does kind of raise an interesting roster question, because now it's the fall collegiate season, so universities are in full swing, colleges are in full season, so you don't get the usual repertoire of college players available. So how does that affect how you built your squad today?
So we try not to recruit many college guys when we play because of that very reason. We want to have a lot of team synergy and team chemistry going into the postseason tournaments. So we actually only ended up losing 2 to 3 players in the offseason, but we did re-bolster the squad well enough to go for this push because it is a step up in competition for all of us. So we want to make sure we get stronger without losing what made us who we are.
So the boys out here, they all know each other for the most part, and they've played together for a while.
Yeah, it's a tight-knit group. They like each other, and they like playing with each other, which is more important.
Yeah. Very interesting. It'll be two teams that have a lot of familiarity with each other because BOHFS also does tend to skew a little older as well. So, but tell me about Woodland FC yourselves. I mean, I hadn't, heard of you guys before this tournament. I think honestly, that's kind of the beauty of this competition. It introduces people to a lot of teams that they otherwise wouldn't run into. But first things first, why start a club at this level?
I wanted to because I've played soccer for 30 years. I love it. Had a great college career, and I broke my arm playing in a scrimmage, and I couldn't work, so I needed to figure out how do I be productive now while I'm at home. And some friends of mine, we started 10 clubs and got together and started a league, which is the Select League, which is what we play in now. And I wanted to start a club that could scratch the competitive itch for college guys after college and after most of our careers are done, let's be honest. And help them get that competitive drive still going in them while building something that my kids could inherit when they're old enough to work.
Absolutely. And so tell me about the Select League. So it's an all-local league, and as you said, it's kind of a post-collegiate league?
Kind of. Although the winning team this year was all college players on their team, so that might be food for thought. But it's a team with 5 teams. It's a league with 5 teams in Kansas, 5 teams in Missouri, all in the KC metro area. We all represent our own distinct city, our own distinct suburb, and we all have our own distinct home stadium. And it really gives a very immediate feel to it where fans can travel to every single game, whether they're home or away. And it just builds that real pub feel to every game.
Yeah, and that's what we have in St. Louis with the BOHFS division, is an all St. Louis plus Columbia, Missouri, one club there. So it's a great thing it attracts fans. Like the away fans will travel when they don't have to go out of town. So it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and St. Louis, I mentioned this to Daniel Feuerstein when I spoke to him the other day, but you can't tell the story of soccer without New Jersey and St. Louis. Those are like two of the most important cities for soccer in the country. And what St. Louis has is the very thing we're trying to have here in Kansas City, and it's just fitting that it's just St. Louis and Kansas City, tale as old as time, us beating again.
Do you think there's extra motivation because it's St. Louis versus KC today?
Well, I told the guys, we have to win this game not only because it's our next game, not only because it's an Open Cup game, but because it's Kansas City and St. Louis. I mean, not that it's I don't think it's a rivalry fueled by hate, but it's a rivalry fueled by pride in our cities and what we love most about what makes us who we are.
Absolutely. So looking back, towards your club and the league, so you won in 2024, runners up this year. Yeah. So you were talking a little bit about how an all college, team won the league this year, but is the league pretty competitive? When do you guys play? So
in our inaugural season, there was definitely a gap between the good teams and the lower half of the table. I would say we had about 2 to 3 good teams year one. This year we improved to about 6 or 7 out of a 10-team league, and I can only see that getting better as the good teams will rising tides raise all the boats. Yeah. So we know that the good teams are going to force all the teams to get better.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned you all have your unique facilities and things like that. This is not your usual place, though, correct?
No, we normally play at Charles J. Stump Memorial Park, which is an all grass field. But we wanted to, for an epic night like this, we thought we're better than where the Kansas City Wizards used to play their Open Cup games here at Shawnee Mission District, and bring it right back to where it all started.
And also, didn't the KC Currents predecessors play here for a little bit as well? Yep, there you go. So it's got a little bit of history to it here. Absolutely. Yeah. And so I'm part of an effort to start a local club in St. Louis that's fan owned and fan operated. So if you had any advice to anyone that is going to start their own club at this level, what would you give them?
I would say make it about the players, because the players are your most important commodity, and the players are what makes the team great. My goal is to always be in the background as much as possible and make the players the reason why we're good. It's not because of me. I'm a guy who loves the game a lot, but the players are the ones who are on the field sacrificing each and every day, and they're the ones that I would go to hell and back for.
Absolutely. And anything that you would avoid, anything that you did that were I shouldn't have done that?
Hire a good accountant and make sure that you dot all your I's and cross all your T's, and assume that what you think may be the right thing is probably against the law.
You know what? That is very sound advice, sound financial advice on the Soccer Zombie channel. You love to see it. Finally, scoring prediction. What do you got today?
Well, I'll go with what my friend Sonny, the owner of Tulsa Athletic, gave me. He cheered us on and said we'd win 3-2, so I'll go with that.
3-2. Gonna be a shootout, huh?
Yeah, let's play some good soccer with a shootout.
All right, well, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
As we just discovered, Jake, peak Open Cup qualifying round debauchery. We have a problem, Jake. The refs have been locked out.
No, this is not the MLB in 2027. This is the U.S. Open Cup in 2025.
Believe it. Look at the merch we got on display here. Got some nutritious potato chips. Good concessions there. And then you got some shirts over here. How much are the shirts?
The shirts are...
Oh, it would say on this very helpful menu that I didn't notice. As a friend of the program, Jackson Schrum, starts warming up behind us, he just let me know that the BOHFS athletic trainer canceled at the last minute. So we've locked the referees out, and we have no athletic trainer for BOHFS. So this is proper. Oh, and when it rains, it pours. So unbeknownst to BOHFS until just moments ago, they will be without Miles Barrington tonight. Miles is here. That's him standing right there, but he's not dressed because he forgot his ID. And you need that in order to prove that you are who you are to play in the U.S. Open Cup. This is non-league soccer in America, and that is now the trifecta.
Hold it. Okay. Seconds. That'll give Adam, Elliot, and whoever else enough time to get on. All right, let's go, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, I guess so. And then Elliot can be on one side. I told Elliot, you can float inside if you want, and I'll keep the width.
Hey, almost both of you keep the width, mate. Yeah. Leave the space there. If you come inside, it's an overcrowded midfield, and it's going to get real tight and scrappy. If you stay right, they're going to be in 2 man.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay wide.
Ladies and gentlemen, the BOHFS supporter section.
What up?
Up the mighty BOHFS.
BOHFS, let's go!
And also, I gotta say, this is an absolute picture-perfect night weather-wise. Not a cloud in the sky, light breeze, you know, in the upper 60s, low 70s. Can't ask for better weather. We might have our first injury of the game. I was wondering if we can get our first card of the game. Before that, Adam Knight of BOHFS got kind of trucked by one of the Woodland players. I didn't really get a good visual of it. Looks like it was just they kind of ran into each other. No harm, no foul. Well, there is a foul, actually. Let's play a game. Pause this video and count the people that are in the stands and let me know in the comments what you counted. And I'm not asking that to be critical. I am honestly curious because remember, this is a league that Woodland play in that is, when it started, was kind of a rec league, and the fact that they have a few dozen fans here for a game, quite frankly, against two clubs that, you know, they may not know about unless they already like have family or players playing for one of these clubs, is kind of impressive, honestly, especially here in this country. Like, we make so many comparisons to the lower leagues of England, but yet go to like a, you know, 5th, 6th tier, 7th tier, you know, game in England. Sometimes you only have a few hundred people that show up. That's okay, because those few hundred people are dedicated. They had to find out about these clubs, and they show up. And that's something that should be commended and not ridiculed.
Bruh.
There you go. There are my good deeds done for the day, and also my steps. By the way, very nice video board here for a high school stadium. I can see why Kansas City Wizards played Open Cup matches here before. It's actually a nice facility.
No foul, no foul, no foul, no foul. Put it back, behind you.
We're about 15 minutes into this one here. I haven't seen Woodland get a real chance at this point. It's been mostly BOHFS kind of working this side of the field. But one thing that I did notice is that BOHFS does not have much of a bench today. So, including the ineligible Miles Barrington. So, yeah, we'll see if BOHFS, quite frankly, has the legs to go a full 90 here. They have a lot of older players, and we'll see if those legs hold up. Yep. That number 7 is due for a card at some point. He's been very physical this half. No card this time, but the ref's given him kind of a talking to. He's been given the body, to say the least. Ooh. Well, remember what I said earlier about the field tilt going in BOHFS' favor, a little, kind of like rolling downhill a little bit? Well, Woodland FC must have heard that, and they've now shifted the field back in their favor here in the last 10 minutes or so here, getting some decent chances, including one that I didn't record that just missed outside of the outside post here. So this one might be competitive yet. Oh, he had way too much space and was off. And it looks like number 7 is going to get his yellow card. He's got it in the hand, and there it is. Under 9 minutes left to go in this half. So kind of a quiet affair so far, honestly. It was a little chippy for a while. It kind of calmed down. But maybe that picks things up again. Oh, and by the way, the color of the day for what the players have to respect is yellow. You probably surmised that by now. Header, but just couldn't direct it.
When it gets to you, you keep him next to you. Away! Away! Step up! Step the fuck up!
And that ends the first half, 0-0 either side. Yeah, not much to really say about that first half, really. Just a little chippy in spots, lacking on quality chances. Neither team had a really ace chance, except Woodland did have one that I didn't get on camera, of course, because that's just vlogger's luck for you. That just skirted past the post. But there's the horn, by the way. It's halftime. Thoughts on the first half, Alan?
I mean, it's up for grabs. We just got to keep going, and it'll be all good.
Any concern about the legs with a short bench?
Nah, they'll find the energy. It's an open cup game. They can rest for the next 2 weeks after this, so there's no excuse. You just got to push through and put the tiredness on hold.
All right, best of luck to you, Alan.
Thank you so much.
Yep. All righty, so we're going to come back for the second half here. But first things first, I got a little something special for you here at halftime. This league that Woodland FC play in, the Select League, I don't know a lot about them. You heard a little bit of insight from Ross about this league. I bumped into the founder. He's from Oxford, England, and he knows a little thing or two about levels of soccer and promotion relegation, and I say those words because he's got a vision for this league that it's kind of interesting, actually. Let's go ahead and play that interview. All right, Brandon Fisher, the founder of the Select League in Kansas City here. And first things first, how did the Select League come about?
Well, actually, we started with the World Cup tournament in 2023, the spring of 2023. We had 8 different international teams participate in that. And that went pretty well to the point where we thought, let's do the international stuff with friendlies and then World Cup every 4 years like they do with FIFA, and then have a club league. And because what I wanted to do was try to give players the experience of what it's like to play for your international team, of the countries, maybe your parents came from or even you came from, and then also what it's like to play for a professional club as much as possible. I mean, we're amateur, but, we try to keep it as a professional feel as possible. So that's kind of what it boils down to, is just providing the experience.
And before the Select League came about, what was lower league soccer in Kansas City like? I mean, was it all UPSL, or what was it like?
I honestly don't know. Yeah. I created a men's full pads tackle football league in 2016, and it's still going, the Midwest Regional Football League, and now it's a Midwest Regional area semi-pro league. So before that, I'm not real sure. I think there was a couple leagues, but I don't know that. I think when COVID hit, I think really shut a lot of them down, So I don't know that there was really much before we came along.
Yeah. So this 2025 season, that would have been your second or third season? Second season. So overall, how would you say the league is going? How has it grown?
It's gotten way bigger than we ever anticipated. Kind of the original idea, even though we wanted to keep a professional look to it, it was going to be more of like the maybe upper levels of rec, and now it's becoming, more of the amateur, higher level amateur side of things, or mid to higher. But the level of competition from that first year, second year has just increased immensely. The number of players interested has increased immensely. And we're working on some other things that we want to get started, like a second division, so we can have promotion relegation, along with like a kind of an FA Cup type tournament, in-season tournament between the two leagues, the upper league and lower league, and we're looking at doing some other things, maybe getting some sister leagues going in Wichita and Topeka. And maybe.
I was going to ask, like, have you done stuff with leagues like around the region?
We've tried, because what I wanted to do was create like a Champions League with our league and some of the other leagues in the area, so like an in-season Champions League. And when we reached out to the Kansas State Soccer Association, there just were no leagues that fit our model. Like, they would only be partial year, they wouldn't be full 11 on 11. Like, the rules we play by are full FIFA, except for the only difference is we allow 7 subs instead of 5. So once you sub out, you can't sub back in. So that's, which is different from our first year. And so we thought, well, if there's no other leagues, then maybe we should create some sister leagues. And we're working on that, slow to come, because you got to find good owners of clubs in order to operate them. And they've got to be reliable, and that's kind of hard to do sometimes, when the rubber hits the road,
Yeah, so in researching your league, I heard, someone mention that it's kind of like a glorified Sunday league, but then as you've said, it's grown into, more of a proper amateur level. Do you feel that is kind of like a reflection of how soccer is growing just in this country in general?
Oh, absolutely. And, coming from England originally, our whole basis, everything we're going by is the English model. So we're actually looking into each club starting in a youth academy. And so those players will move up, and eventually, if they don't move on to bigger and better things, they'll play for, the men's first team. And then when they're done playing, they come back, start coaching in the youth, or put their kids in the youth, or just become supporters. And we really, our focus, and we're really pushing it this year, is become really community oriented, so that everybody, each club is very entwined into the communities. If you take a look at like a map of London, for instance, they've got so many clubs. They got your big ones like Chelsea, Arsenal, but you got a lot of smaller ones, and they have a lot of support, and that's kind of what we want to build here. And it is because the sport's just growing tremendously here.
Absolutely. So what would you say is something that you're really proud of, since this league has started? Is there anything that's been surprised you, or any real good story that come out of starting this league?
Yeah, actually, it's the support and the owners, that the people that came in and bought in from the beginning, like Ross. I mean, you can see what he's put together here. We've got 10 clubs, and we got 10 great owners, and they put so much of their own time, money into each club for it to grow and become successful. And we're hoping someday that pays off for them. But yeah, that was my biggest surprise, is just the dedication of those people that really, because they're the ones that did it all. I couldn't do it by myself, and wouldn't want to, but they've done so good.
Yeah. Any hard lessons learned along the way, or things that you look back on, it's ooh, maybe I shouldn't have done that?
Yeah, our first season, as I mentioned, we're full FIFA rules with the substitutions. Our first season, we did unlimited subs. And so sometimes you'd have teams show up with maybe 11 players, and another team would show up with 20.
Yeah.
And so they could sub in and out at will, and it was like hockey line changes, right? So whoever inevitably showed up with the most players would definitely, win the game, and the scores were all skewed all over the place. And so when we changed the rule this year, the competition, I don't know how many draws we had this year, but it was, most of the games are very close, and you could tell it made a big difference with the competition.
Absolutely. Well, so you're talking about promotion, relegation, youth academies, having proper setups. I wish you the best of luck, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's good talking to you.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You didn't win the raffle.
No.
A bit of a nothing burger first half, wasn't it?
Yeah, I felt like a lot of Woodland's attack was through Musa on the near side where I am. And I feel like they did a good job containing him, and because they could get nothing on that far side. So
yeah, but then BOHFS couldn't get much going either.
Yeah, it was a little bit rough, but they did have some chances. Scored, but offside. It was overall very defensive half.
Very defensive, yeah. So we'll see if that continues.
Bit of a delay to starting the second half here because turns out you need a ball to play soccer. And now we can get going here. The second half is underway. Not field side for the start of this half here. Just enjoying some company here in the stands. And by company, I mean, well, me, I guess, and you. I'm imagining you're watching right now. Otherwise, it's kind of lonely here. It would have been a dangerous ball if someone was in there to do something with it. James Stone, yeah. Please come back from Seven Oaks Town. Thank you very much. Is that it? It is!
Let's go!
And BOHFS is on the board. Just a ball lumped deep. And the player was able to just knock it over the goalie, and it just kind of went into the net. And the BOHFS supporters section goes wild. Let's go. I'm not gonna lie, literally seconds before that goal started, Jake and I were talking about how no team has had like a real true shot on goal. And that is your first shot on goal, and they might have another chance here. Never mind. Happy thought though, but the play is still gonna be alive here. Was that goal, was getting on board really the injection of life that BOHFS needed? With the short bench, ideally BOHFS would like to get a second one on the board here sooner than later, just to, put some breathing room between them and Woodland. Yeah, I got a little bit boring just sitting there in the stands here. Nice facility here. Just wish there were a little more fans here, but hey, this is, extreme amateur football, so I mean, what can you expect? And we're back. And the ref's going to reach into his pocket and pull out another yellow. Oh, just missed. Oh, it's in. 2-0 BOHFS. That was the goal they wanted to give themselves a cushion. And what a strike it was. They needed that goal. Their bench is empty. There's now about 20 minutes left to go in this game here, probably with stoppage time right at about 20 minutes here. And so to take a 2-0 lead, now they can kind of sit back a little bit and try to weather whatever storm Woodland tries to throw at them. Big goal for BOHFS.
Hey, Lima, stay here. Stay here.
Well defended.
Weber 31! Weber 31! Play on, ref. Middle. Oh, Freddie. Gotta fix it. Weber, we might need you. We might need you.
They didn't need Weber. Offside, no goal, no goal. The flag was up. Woodland players respectfully disagree with that.
It's an easy one.
Oh, this is a chance. This is a chance. 3-0 BOHFS, and that might be the dagger.
What a goal, guys!
Woo! And it looks like BOHFS is going to return to St. Louis in the St. Louis versus KC matchup, mind you. And they're going to claim the bragging rights and the right to go on to the next round here. Just heck of a game today for BOHFS. The first half was kind of inconsequential, to put it that way, but then the second half, BOHFS came out swinging. Oh, it's not over yet, though.
It's not over yet, though. Outside the box, Woodland finds one here towards the end here, but as you can see, I don't think they're going to have enough time here. Yeah. Ooh! I mean, outside of the goal, that was about Woodland's next best chance this game. And that's the end of the game. The St. Louis versus KC Derby Open Cup lower league version goes to BOHFS. No bench, no problem. And Woodland players giving the local faithful a round of applause. Things that you do love to see.
We talked about it at halftime, coming out and getting the goal. Alan talked to us about creating chances. In the final third, I think we were solid first half. We had a plan to just stay defensively with our numbers, get behind the ball and see what we were facing, since we didn't have a lot of information on them. And the message at halftime was go get chances when you can. And Liam Collins is a special player in the middle of the park. I played with Liam for a long time and he knows the runs, so played a great ball over the top. And yeah, lucky I saw the keeper coming. He was off his line a lot in the first half and we talked about it, so I knew he was going to come. And just the goal settled us into the game. We were buzzing after that, so really good second half.
No subs? You tired?
We didn't expect that, but there's a lot of experience, a lot of veteran players on this team, and a lot of experience, and we played together a lot. So great group, and even with 11, we knew that we were going to come and play.
Where are you from originally?
A small town called Macclesfield, just outside of Manchester.
And how's it feel to represent St. Louis and get this win? It's the first one in the team's history in the Open Cup.
Yeah,
so.
Special. Again, special group of players. It's a special tournament that we wanted to give a real go this year, and why not? Just enjoy it while we can. For some of us, it might be the last time that we get the chance to do it, and we appreciate the club supporting us and giving us the opportunity to do so. So, big thanks to everybody involved. We're not a big club by any means, but a lot of experience, a lot of veteran players, and we play with heart. So that's what came through tonight.
How old are you?
I'll be 31 this year.
Damn right. My dad is.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Hey, good game, man. Good
Appreciate
GGs. Any concerns that you would have the legs to finish this out without anyone on the bench?
Again, a little bit missing some key players, and I think that the two boys that came up tonight that couldn't be involved was obviously a shame, and we knew going into the game that they couldn't play, but we had to overcome it. And you overcome obstacles in a game, and you have to do it together. You have to do it collectively. So, we knew it, but we put it aside at the start of the game, and we trust the 11 guys on the field.
I think the boys are waiting for you.
Yeah.
Go get it.
That was.
It was fucking marvellous.